What is up, Team Happy and Fit? It is my favorite day of the week. I love every day of the week, but I just love being able to connect with you. I think this community is everything. Our number one mission is to get fit in every area of your life, but also to make an impact. And what greater way to do that than spread positivity and empowerment to other people, right? Simply by just sharing and showing your story, which holds power. I know that a lot of times we can feel nervous about the unknown and fearful of the potential no's that we'll get. But I always say this, I think your greatest risk is not having this. Like your greatest risk is not losing 35 pounds. Your greatest risk is not having a community, right? Where if you were just to realize and get out of your head that you deserve this, I was telling Bethany, I said, it's time you sit at the table. It's either you find the way or make the way. Either build your table or sit at this one. And it's time. It's your time. You believe in this so much. You have not quit over these years, and it's time. It is time for you to experience, besides losing 40 pounds, by the way, you guys, is that not crazy? It's time you give someone else that experience. It's time that you get out of your head and you show people. And you know what that girl did? She sent me a message about all these people she's been connecting with, and I could feel her energy. People can feel your enthusiasm and your belief. You cannot build this business with logic. You can't. You can't build it on what you have right now. You can't say, yep, I'm gonna retire myself at the age of 26 and I just became a coach. All right. No, I didn't look at it like that. I said, I have so much belief that this is the bridge to freedom. I have so much belief that if they can do it, I can do it. And that's what built my business. It wasn't logic, because if I would have built it off of my $0 paychecks and then my mom buying the first challenge pack, I wouldn't have thought that this was possible. I didn't build it off logic. I built it off of a whole bunch of belief. And then, you know what also is more than likely, I have something in my ear. I'm sorry, that is so rude, but it is just bothering me. Do you ever do that? And then you're like driving and picking your nose and then you realize like you're in public? No, just me, sweet. Well, it's really bothering me. Anyway, okay, to move on from that, I forget where I was going specifically, but it was real good. And I just want you to know you guys can do this thing. That is time. It's time that you do that. And I think that we're part of the greatest movement in history. I think that we are part of the greatest group ever. This community is everything. We inspire each other, we empower each other, and we show each other what's possible. And I was talking to my good friend Morgan today. I was seeking advice from her. I just absolutely adore her and love her. She's so logical and just so like doesn't play into emotions and situations. And she just gives me such good advice. Morgan, you're like my therapist. I'm so serious right now when I say that. But she said, you remember that this business is friendship. And I said, it is. You're absolutely right. And it's also showing others what's possible. And I'm addicted to showing you guys what's possible. I'm addicted to being relentless in this. I'm addicted to leveling up. I'm addicted to pushing you outside your comfort zones. A lot of you can get real upset with me because you just want to play it safe. I can't be that person for you. I can't be that person to say, it's okay. No, it's not. I'm here to tell you that you deserve more. I'm here to tell you that you deserve success. And as women, we naturally carry guilt around that we shouldn't have success, that shouldn't be me. That's BS. That is BS, because what you get to do in this business is create an insane impact. And I think everybody deserves kindness. Everybody deserves this community. Everybody deserves self-care. Everyone deserves this, but not everyone takes it. But you could be that voice for someone who feels voiceless. And, oh, I remember what I was saying is so profound, is, I'm joking, by the way, is when we post on social media, we're so afraid. We're so afraid of others. And really, maybe whatever might be a big deal to you is just a big deal to you and no one else. They're inspired by you. They think it's awesome you put it out there, and then they move on. They're not caught up on all this stuff of like what's happening in Julianne's life. And if people think that your success is bullshit, they shouldn't be in your life. If people think that you exposing your vulnerability is crap, shouldn't be in your life. If people get down on you because you're sharing your story and they make fun of you for sharing your story, you're going to let that person be the reason you don't go for it. That's crap. Because at the end of the day, their opinions are none of your business. And I swear to you, because I feel that way, people don't mess with me. I don't let them. I don't tolerate it. And I also surround myself with the best. I surround myself with people. Lastly, I don't recruit discount coaches. And what I mean by this business is more than a discount on Shakeology. If you're on here and you've been buying into that belief that you want to be a discount coach, you're playing it safe. Whoa, I'm coming at you real quick. I think it's BS because the impact that I've made, the messages that I've been getting, Maddie just had someone she just helped lose a couple pounds from 2B Mindset. Was it 6? 6 pounds since Friday with 2B Mindset. They needed her. They needed her. And so sometimes we're so afraid that we'll lean like, I just want the discount. But maybe it's not the financial reason you want this business, and it shouldn't be all that. And that's what my point is that there are people out there that need you. They need your story, not my story, not Laura's story, not Emily's story. They need your story. They're going to be the reason they do something. They're going to be the reason they get off the couch. They're going to be the reason that they realize there's another way to live. Does that make sense? You need to be that voice for them. And if that is the kick in the pants you needed tonight, I'm so glad to kick you in the pants. It's honestly my honor. All right, what else is my honor is that I cannot wait to hear from Mariah White. This girl, she's been a coach for 2.5 years now. She's about to be a 1-star diamond. Tori, what's up, girl? I love that you crushed it and went diamond. There's this vision of elite, and elite is a very difficult goal. Not difficult because it's impossible. It's difficult because a lot of people quit when it gets tough. You can't build elite off of logic. That's absolutely for sure. You can't build anything worth having off logic, you guys. It has to be from belief and hustle, but it has to believe from when things get hard, you just keep going. When life hits, you just show up. When life gets busy, you just keep going and plugging it away. When you're in that suffering season, you just keep doing the self-care. You just got to keep doing it. And it's just really awesome to have all of you on here tonight and to hear Mariah's story. Mariah's been a light in my life. She calls me her big sister. I always kick her in the pants. She doesn't like it always, but I like her drive. I respect her drive. I see her belief in it. And I honestly think that Mariah brings such momentum to this team and believing in other people. She just has this way. I remember we were in Summit in Nashville. Some of you were there. It was 2 years ago, where we were in the house. And do you want to know how many of some of those coaches are still around? I think I was going to say not around, but no, that are around from that house, a lot, which I think says a lot. I remember she was just specifically going around to everybody, just talking to them about how beautiful they were, how unique they were. Caitlin, do you remember that? Jordan was there. We were just going around and you were just being so specific, or you would just come up to me or you would say something and I'm like, I didn't even know that about that person. You're so intentional with them. And I thought that was so cool that like your comments on all of them and compliments on all of them were so intentional and specific. That stuck out to me. And I think you just have this ability to light up a room. And I'm just so honored to have you on here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. I love you a lot. You know that. And thank you for being on here tonight.
Wow, talk about the world's greatest introduction of all time. Guys, I am so happy all of you are here. I'm super pumped up. Jules thank you so much for the introduction. Such an incredible leader. Jules kind of segued perfectly into what I want to talk to you guys about, and that is just coaching through adversity, being relentless in the hard times, and just making it happen. So I know a lot of you guys are kind of running around doing stuff. If you are, and especially if you're driving, please keep your eyes open. But for those of you who aren't, either keep your eyes open or closed, whatever you want to do. But I need you to hear this. This is a podcast that I play probably every single day. It's from Quote of the Day, and it was back when Sean Croxton used to do motivational mixes. And it's when Steve Harvey and Bob Proctor start talking, and I just was like, holy cow, this is what we all need to hear. And Jules said like 4 or 5 topics out of it. So I'm just going to play a little bit for you, and then we're going to get started. I hope you guys have your notebooks out because I'm about to bring some freaking fire to your guys' business. So listen.
Elijah Brown said, When you are born, your work is placed in your heart. There is music in you. That music may be in the form of artwork. It may be in the form of putting together a golf course. It may be figuring out a way to raise children in daycare centers. It might be to invent a chip for a computer. It might be to raise horses in Montana or to become a horse whisperer. Whatever it is, you have a connection to it. And the wisdom of the ages, or the wisdom of the sages, is such that whatever it is that you consider to be your music, you've got to let it play. Don't die with your music still in you. I'll tell you why I call it joy. See, God, when He created all of us, gave every last one of us a gift and faith. He never created a soul without endowing it with a gift. You just gotta quit looking at gifts as running, jumping, singing, dance. It's more than that. Because if you know how to network, you can connect dots, draw, teach. Some of y'all fry chicken better than anybody else. Make pie. Some of you cut hair, color hair. Some people do grass. I got a partner, man. Never wanted to go out with us because we stayed out too late. Come on, man, go out with us. Now I got to get up early tomorrow. Cutting Miss Johnson grass. He kept laughing at me. Cutting grass. How much did they pay? He got a landscape company in Cleveland worth $4 million. Because all he do is cut grass. But he was gifted at it. You got to identify that gift. Now listen, when you see people in life, when you're standing on the cliff, you see people maybe this person might say, as I think of
Hey, guys, I don't know about you, but that literally makes me tear up every single time I listen to it. And what I put in the message thread for those of you who are driving or can't see it, every single one of you have a freaking purpose. You have a purpose on this earth for your life. You are loved, you are wanted, you are worthy, you are needed, and you are more than freaking enough. Guys, I need you to hear me say that. I say that to myself every single day. 2.5 years ago, I almost decided to take my life. A lot of you guys don't know that part of my journey, and I'm going to share it with you briefly. Guys, I'm sitting in a closet holding my ex-husband's 9mm gun to my head and did not have purpose for my life. I did not have passion for life. And it wasn't until I decided that I needed more and that I could dream bigger and dream bolder that I could choose life. And I chose life, and I choose life every single freaking day. So when I tell you that you have purpose behind your life and that every single text message you send out, direct message on Instagram, instant message on Facebook, whatever message you are sending out, that you are making an impact. If it wasn't for Sarah Freed, who's not on this call, but is my coach, I love her to death, I would not be here today. Her message sent to me changed my life and saved my life. So when you sit there and you question whether or not to send a message because you don't know how somebody's going to take it, you don't know what people are going to feel about it, you don't know how people are going to respond to it, I want you to think about the one person that you could possibly save. And the reason why I think that is because it saved me. If Sarah would have never sent that message, I would have been 6 feet under. I don't say that to get your sympathy. I say that because that's real. I say that because I literally would have been 6 feet under because I had given up on life. That's powerful. And I need you to stop wasting time wondering whether or not you should send a message to somebody because they could need it. So getting through coaching through adversity and being freaking relentless in this business. Guys, everything is not rainbows and sunshines. There are not unicorns and rainbows coming out of anybody's butt. And I say that all the time with love and conviction and passion. This shit is hard. I am so serious. Running a business, being a full-time mom, having a new baby, being pregnant, being a full-time provider, being a full-time anything, it is hard trying to rock this business, but I'm here as living proof, showing you that I'm rocking a successful business as a part-time hustler, and I own that. I'm proud about that. I'm proud that I am a pediatric nurse practitioner first, and that I'm a freaking badass Team Happy and Fit member and leader of this freaking team, and I make it work. But why? How? What do I do that makes it special? How do I get engaged with certain people? Guys, even on the craziest days in the world, I have my non-negotiables. My non-negotiables are, 1, I drink my Shakeology. 2, I listen and dive and breathe and eat and sleep with personal development. Why? Because it saved my life. Why? Because it changed my life. If I didn't change my mindset, I wouldn't have changed anything else in my life to then be successful as a pediatric nurse practitioner, as somebody who went on and got their doctorate, as somebody who's running a business. I couldn't change myself. How can I change other people? So personal development is a non-negotiable. If you aren't reading PD or listening to PD, you are not serious about this business. And I say that with love, and I say that as a kick in your pants to go get a book that is needed in your life, dive into it. Other non-negotiables that I do until yesterday when I freaking dislocated, I feel like my shoulder, I tore my rotator cuff. But a non-negotiable for me is still working out. One of the craziest things in the world that was said to me, yes, I'm embracing 2B mindset and a nutrition plan, but somebody said, well, hey, this is a great time for you to rest your body. You can't work out. And you know what I said? Guess what? I have 2 legs that work and another arm that works. I know how to do a one-handed push-up and I know how to do a one-handed burpee. The relentless mindset in my head is that I will not stop. Nobody can match my grind. Nobody can match my hustle. I'm not letting it happen. So when you are sitting there and you're saying, man, I injured this, I did that. Guess what? There's so many other things that you can be doing. Sarah, my girl, she's one of my best friends. She's not just my coach. She's injured too. We took a little selfie while we were FaceTime and we're like, we're injured warriors together. But guess what? That doesn't mean we're stopping in our business. You didn't see us either of us stop posting on social media. It wasn't like oh well, can't run my business for the next couple of weeks until I fix my shoulder. I still show up. Another non-negotiable is I'm posting on social media. Guys, you have to post on Instagram. You have to post on Facebook. And I'm going to be real and raw with you. If you are still only using one platform, you're not running this business. You have to be using multiple platforms. You need to be getting out to people. You need to be using Instagram. You need to be using Instagram stories. You need to be using Facebook stories. You need to be using Facebook. I'm telling you guys, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world have literally given us a silver spoon in our mouth. We can now use social media as a platform. Those of you who are doing podcasts, those of you who are rocking YouTube videos, guys, the world is your oyster. I got told that the other day and I was like, oh, I like that saying. It sounds weird, but it is true. You can use these platforms as a way to inspire. Your story matters. Your mess is your message. I say that all the time. Guys, when you're sharing intricate parts of your life, when you are sharing the real, raw, the ugly, it is when it's going to change your business. Julianne posted not too long ago about cellulite. I literally looked at this post and I was like, damn, Gina, you really posted that? And then I'm reading the post and I'm like, girl, I got cellulite too. I'm going to post a comment and say all this stuff. And I'm like, that was real. Yesterday, I sat there and I literally felt my shoulder pop and I turned for it and I'm in a sling. Guys, I don't have time for this, but I realized that, God slows you down and has different plans. I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, like I put my head in I like had my head on the table and I was like, man, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to talk about what happened. I didn't even realize I had tears in my eyes. My phone was on flash. So when my phone flashed, it captured my tears. I looked at this picture. I was like, I am not fucking posting this picture. I do not like crying. I don't like people story was. Why was I crying? I was crying because as an athlete, I tore my other shoulder rotator cuff. That was right before I gained 35 pounds. That was right before I lost myself. That was right before I got depressed. That was right before I was suicidal. I found myself in being an athlete. So what did I go back to? My paradigm shift of, I'm not going to be good enough. I'm going to gain all this weight back and I'm going to be an awful coach. I'm not going to have my abs anymore. I'm not going to have this awesome body that people compliment. And I broke down. And for me, posting the picture of me crying showed up for somebody. It showed that I am not Superwoman. It showed that I am not a freaking highlight reel. And it showed that somebody could be realistic with these people who are watching my platform. And I used my mess as my message. My mess was me tearing my rotator cuff and being injured. My message was that, guess what? There's another option. To be mindset. To be mindset is my another option. I'm not quitting. I'm not going to not be consistent. I'm not going to show up. That's what that showed. You have to have your mess and your message in the same category. So guys, non-negotiables, social media, making sure I'm doing my Shakeology, making sure I'm working out or diving into To Be Mindset. And then guys, as coaches, I promise you, if you are not messaging, you are not working this business. And I had a team call with some of the diamond leaders or soon to be diamond leaders pushing in this business to hit for Summit this weekend. And guess what? I was real with them. I sat there and I said, I need you to set a goal. What's your goal of how many messages you're going to send out every day? And somebody was like 30, 10, 15. And I'm like, these are awesome. And then I was like, wait, is this BS, hi, how are you message? Or this is a, hey, I'm inviting you to this boot camp because you're badass and I want to help get you fit in every aspect of your life message. And they were like, it's not a, hey, how are you message. It's an invite message. There's a difference. When we sit there as leaders and we're telling you and inspiring you and empowering you to message, a message is not a, hey, how are you message. It's a, I'm inviting somebody to this incredible community. I'm inviting somebody to an incredible boot camp. I'm inviting somebody to overcome emotional eating with To Be Mindset. An invite message. I'm inviting you to this incredible opportunity. That's what we say when we say messages. I can text a billion people on my phone right now and say, hey, how are you? But that's not getting me anywhere in this business. Is it starting conversation and building relationships? Absolutely. And are there times that that's needed? Yes. But when we sit there and we're looking, and those of you who are doing the daily, Diamond Daily, when it says message on there, it does not mean, hey, how are you, sister? How have you been? All this other stuff. It is an invite to this opportunity. So doing non-negotiables even on crazy days. Guys, as a part-time hustler, I'm going to be honest with you. I literally go to work either 8 to 5, 9 to 6, or 7 to 4. I am seeing patients in that day. I literally am going through 22 patients in and out, taking care of tiny humans because that is my passion. That is what lights my soul on fire. But there's a difference. When I have downtime, if a patient doesn't show up, if on my lunch break, that doesn't mean that I get to rest. That doesn't mean that I don't show up. I'm literally on my computer. I'm on my phone. I'm sending out messages. So what are the things that I do in the craziness that are non-negotiable for me? I send out at least 10 messages. You can't tell me you can't send out 10 messages on an hour-long lunch break, on a 30-minute lunch break. You can do those simple things. Those are the things that will propel your business forward. You have to invite people to challenge groups, into the opportunity, and do things like that. And if you're worried, if you're struggling right now, because I know a couple weeks back, me and Jules, again, big sister moment, kick in the pants. I was really struggling with being a part-time hustler because I was trying to match my business to something that was unrealistic. I will never, and I repeat this, and somebody can throw it back in my face years from now if I change this, I will never stop being a nurse practitioner. That was my passion. I went to get a doctorate for that degree, for that opportunity, because it's what lights my soul on fire. I will always be a part-time hustler in this business, but guess what? I'm going to be a 6-figure earner in this part-time hustle business. I'm going to be a 5-star elite coach in this part-time hustle business. Why do I believe that? Because I believe in my team and I believe in consistency and showing up every single day. Now, when I say that, going back to what I was saying, I was comparing myself to Jules and I was like, this is unrealistic. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make this work. I don't know how I'm going to send out messages. And then I got defeated. Coaching through adversity. Implement little things in the business. Jules does an incredible job having different leaders jump onto these calls and share different tips. One of the tips that was mind-blowing that took me 4 months to finally implement that she had taught us canned responses. If you're not doing it, go to her YouTube channel and do it, because you're behind. You're behind the 8 ball if you don't have canned responses set up. Another thing that was mind-blowing, and I think I've already owned up to her about this. If not, she's going to start laughing and be like, I told her so. I had tried Google Streak probably a year and a half ago, and I was like, she's crazy. I'm not using this stupid thing again. I tried it. It's not working. I'm done. And then all of a sudden she had all these best practices, and I remember texting Morgan. I was like, she's crazy. It doesn't work. I'm not doing it. And I texted Kent. I was like, I'm not doing it. She's not listening. Like, why does she keep talking about Google Streak? It's not going to work. I sat there one afternoon. I put my pride aside, and I decided to suck it up, buttercup, like I always tell myself. And in 15 minutes, set up Google Streak. It is life-changing. I don't lose customers. I don't lose coaches. I don't lose anything. You have to humble yourself. You cannot think that anything is going to be better or worse. You have to try stuff. Had I tried Google Streak before? Yes, but I didn't try it the right way. So Jules gave us a tool that made it quicker. Do I use it the same way Julianne does? No, I use it my way. And I shared that with you guys on the Happy and Fit page as a part-time hustler tip. Guys, use Google Streak. You won't lose customers. I literally am able to follow up with people, check in with them after a week, make sure that it's happening, make sure that if I send them an email, they're in my pipeline. I hit Success Club, and it's going to be Success Club 17 months in a row. And I promise you, since I've implemented canned responses in Google Streak, I am at Success Club 8. It is the 8th. I hit Success Club 8 by the 8th. And it's truly because I don't miss out on people. I follow up with them. They're in my Google Streak, and I'm sending out canned responses. Guys, you have to do what works in your business, but you also need to set aside the ego long enough to implement different tools. Just because you're not doing it doesn't mean it doesn't work. I promise you, implement little things that help. Then the next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is Instagram. Guys, man, I have been so blessed to be able to be building my Instagram. I went from about 4,000 followers in October, and I now have like 9,600 followers. And that's truly by me doing the work, running Instagram the way that it needs to be ran. And for a really long time, I thought that I needed to hashtag and follow locations and do all of this stuff. I was wrong. And this is where it's going to be a tip for you that you probably haven't heard of. Stop focusing on how many hashtags you put in a story, how many hashtags you put in a comment, how many hashtags and locations that you tag and follow and all this other crap. I promise you, what works is finding your niche. And this is a secret that I'm sharing with you guys. Nurses are everywhere. There is like 7 billion of us. Nurses want to be fit. Nurses want to practice what they preach. I have now tapped into nurses, nurse practitioners, nursing students, and now I have found my niche. I am locked in. I have multiple nursing platforms shouting me out, tagging me, asking me questions that I'm doing interviews with, I'm blogging with, and it's because now I have found my niche of people. So if you're a teacher, own the teachers. If you're a PTA, own the PTA, own the PTAs, physician therapy assistants. If you're a PT, if you are, anything in the world, own that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because recently I got Sarah to do the same thing, and now she's bringing in all these healthcare professionals, and it's just talking about it more, owning the fact that I am a busy nurse practitioner, that I was a nurse, shout out nurses on Nurses Week, doing things like that more so than focusing on hashtags. Right now I have a Dr. Fit White highlight. So anytime people have questions, nursing students have questions on how to be a nurse practitioner, what track should they do? Should they do MD versus MP versus being a physician's assistant? All of that is in my highlight. And guess what? Yeah, I'm talking to nurses and I'm answering questions, professional questions that way. But guess what? They continue watching my story, and then they continue to be like, man, I really want to get fit. Man, I really want this change. And then all of a sudden they join me. I don't know how many people I found on Instagram. Tori, one of them, my freaking rock star, about to be diamond, solid diamond after a 6-week qualification. I found her on Instagram. Marissa, same thing. I found these people on Instagram, and it's because I tightened up my niche, stopped worrying about hashtags as much, and really started looking into that. Now what you're going to say is, oh my gosh, nurses are saturated with Beachbody coaches. No, it's not. There are over 8 billion people on this planet. Promise you, you'll find a nurse that is not a Beachbody coach. If you sit there and say, oh my God, teachers are saturated, all of them are coaches, I promise you they're not. I know you can reach out to them. And if you would have reached out to the teachers in Arizona who were doing the walkout riot, the Red for Ed, I bet you would have had so many teachers sign up because they are like, I'm passionately fighting against this, but I don't know if I'm going to have a job when I get back. Literally, they were fighting to increase their salary, which was so incredible. Happy Teachers Appreciation Day, by the way, for all of you teachers. You guys are rock stars. I appreciate everything you're doing. Julianne, you still count because you're a retired teacher. You and Eric both. I appreciate you guys. I think you need to be the highest paid people in the world. That's just a total side note. Like, I digress, but really, like, we can obliterate NBA and NFL and just make you guys millionaires because there wouldn't be me, teachers, doctors, anybody without you guys. So I love you guys. Anyway, really diving into those niches and owning that, because seriously, guys, people just want freedom. They want financial freedom. They want freedom to be able to take vacations. I work with actual nurses, MAs, who literally tell me that they wait for the next paycheck and that they sit there and they count down their paycheck, and then they are sitting there looking at me going to Riviera Maya and going to Indianapolis soon, and they're like, man, I wish I could just drop what I was doing and go on a vacation. And when I ask when the last time they had a vacation, they can't even remember. I don't look forward to payday. I forgot that this Thursday was payday at my job. And somebody looked at me today and was like, how do you forget payday? Don't you need to like plan out your bills? And I was like, I don't need to think about payday. And I say that not to be cocky or to be a jerk. I say that to empower you. I say that to inspire you, that every single Thursday we get a Beachbody check and I'm sitting there and I'm like, yes, every single Thursday I get paid from different businesses and different jobs that I have. And I'm like, man, like I bring in a good income, but I don't have to worry about stuff. I don't have to stress. And I say that with power because before I was a nurse practitioner, before I was doing this business, I was as a nurse living paycheck to paycheck, wondering how I was going to pay the next bill, trying to finagle at the front of the month, being like, maybe I'll pay the car note and then I'll pay for my Shakeology and then maybe I'll pay for this. And even as a coach, I struggled. And I remember, I will never forget this conversation. It blew my mind. I was talking to Liz Colburn, incredible leader on our team. And I literally was crying. I was crying with her because I was like, Liz, I am struggling as a nurse who makes like $70,000 a year. I still can't manage to pay my bills. I still struggle every single month. Shakeology gets taken out and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because I want to run this business. I want to stick with it, but like struggling financially. And then it got to a point as we were going and we were grinding and we were doing this together, both of us like popped our head above water and was like, we got this. Like that is the coolest feeling, to then get your team to be able to see the potential, to overcome the adversity, to be able to live by design, to live with freedom. Guys, this opportunity is so stinking cool. And then the biggest thing is building momentum and seeing how we celebrate each other. I had a new coach, McKenna, jump in and kind of view it for a couple of hours. And she was like, Mariah, your team is awesome. You guys cheer each other on. You inspire each other. You cheer people on for little, like the littlest things, like that normal people would be like, this is little. It was 5 pounds or this is whatever. We're like, no, this is freaking awesome. And we empower you and you're a badass. And it's like exciting because we all get to share in that. And that is so cool to me. And I am just like so proud that I get to be a part of a team like that really helps you. And then the last point of kind of just being relentless through the hard and coaching through adversity. A lot of you guys know, and then some of you guys don't. Last year was the hardest year of my life. I went through a brutal divorce. I was in an emotionally and physically abusive relationship. I had to finish my doctorate degree and I wanted to quit every single day. I was writing a dissertation that made me want to pull my eyeballs out. I was trying to run a business. I was trying to work full time. I literally did not have a single day off for 6 months. I worked Monday through Sunday and then again. And I literally thought, I thought I was going to keel over. And the craziest thing in the world was the moment I realized that what this business was so much more than anything I would have thought. It was so much more than Shakeology and workouts. It was so much more than just friendship. It was this ridiculous, crazy, overwhelming, unconditional love. I will never forget it. I was sitting in my car, I was sitting in my Jeep. I had one of my best friends, Virginia. We were sitting there at the airport, and I was going to the airport to pick up my best friend and success partner, Morgan. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like calling her, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I know you're pregnant, but come on, like, let's go, like, chop, chop, like, what's taking so long? And then all of a sudden, I see her look back. And when I looked at who she was looking at, I about freaked out, because the two of my other best friends, leaders on this team, Julianne Condia and Sarah Freed, walked through the door. I not only had one of my best friends in the car, I not only had one of my best friends fly from Wisconsin, I had one of my best friends drive from 2 hours from Gilbert, and one of my best friends fly from San Jose, California, to come celebrate me in a life event. Celebrate me walk across a freaking stage to be called Dr. Mariah White. And it still makes me so emotional, because I had no idea how freaking loved I was. I had no idea that some community that I just started because I wanted to lose weight would give me people in my life that would celebrate me when it had nothing to do with coaching. I had no idea that I would have friendships that they would come and celebrate me or be there for me that had nothing to do with coaches. Julianne, Sarah, Morgan, and Virginia, literally, when I was going through my divorce, would check on me all the time. They would be like, Mariah, how are you feeling? Morgan, like, I swear she was my heartbeat from Wisconsin, because she would just text me and be like, I feel like you're having a hard day, and I just want you to know that I love you and that you're good enough. And she would have no idea, but I was in my room crying, thinking that I wasn't ever going to find love or be completely unwanted, and I was damaged goods. And I was like, man, like, where the heck did this come from? I thought I was just drinking Shakeology and working out and getting abs. I didn't think that I was going to be completely unconditionally loved by humans that I had never met before. I met them literally online. And then they show up. And Julianne talks about this all the time, only now I get to talk about the real version, because she thinks that she climbed Camelback Mountain and it was like the worst thing ever, and I was trying to kill her. That's not the case. It's not that bad of a mountain. And it's really not. It's an awesome mountain to climb. But it was the funniest thing ever, because I had never met them. Sarah, compared to me, Julianne, and Morgan, are she's a midget compared to the three of us. And they all get out of the car, and Morgan and Julianne are my height, and I'm like, yes, tall people. And then they're like from Wisconsin, and they're like baking themselves in sunscreen, and I'm like, what's happening? Like, I don't, is this what people from Wisconsin do? Like, what? It's not that serious. Like, we're just gonna climb up the mountain and go down. But no, they did not get sunburned. Guess who got sunburned? The half black chick. Because guess what? We took, 4 hours to get up a mountain that takes 30 minutes. And then we're sitting up there, and Jules, because she gets excited, she wants to do a live video. And I don't realize that the sun is now penetrating into my skull, and I get a sunburn. But that was the first time I ever met them, and I will never forget that, because it was the best thing ever. And I literally was like, these are my best friends for life. And that truly is, because 2 years later, they got to celebrate me walk across the stage and get my doctorate, and celebrate me in a new stage of my life. They were there for me when I just needed to cry about being divorced. They were there for me when that year just felt like I just was like, can it be 2018 already? And January 1st hit, and I'm like, yes, we're winning. But it was awesome because of this community. And then when I shared with you guys what I had been going through, you guys were all there to uplift me and encourage me. So guys, I just want you to understand that this business is so much more than Shakeology and workouts. This business is so much more than just friendship online. Like this, if you really truly dive into this community, if you really truly dive into this business, I promise you what Julianne says is true. You will get fit in every area of your life, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, you will be completely renewed as a new person. I don't know how many people who knew me back in high school who now follow my story daily have been like, Mariah, you're a completely new person. People that I went to college with and played sports with, like teammates that I lived and breathed with, are like, Mariah, you're a completely different person, and it inspires me. Guys, this will change your entire life. I promise you, if you just own who you are, just like Steve Harvey said, if you just jump, jump. I promise you, your parachute will open. Will you hit some rocks on the way down? Yeah, there's going to be bumps. There's going to be bruises. But I promise you, when you decide to jump with the people who are jumping with you and your parachute opens, the most incredible feeling in the world is soaring. I conquered the biggest fear in the world. I went ziplining while we were in Riviera Maya. Me and my boyfriend, Alex, I'm so glad he went with me because I think I would have peed my pants. I remember feeling utter fear, like absolute terror. And then all of a sudden it was like, you can do this. You can do this, just jump. And I remember feeling so terrified that my freaking throat like dropped into my stomach. My heart was like missing. And I just jumped. And I went, and it was the coolest feeling in the world to soar. I literally was flying. And I promise you, when you decide to jump, and yeah, when you occasionally hit branches or a rock or whatever, but when your parachute opens and you start soaring with me, soaring with Julianne, soaring with Sarah, soaring with Liz, soaring with Kim, soaring with Tori, Marissa, all these coaches that are really pushing in this business for this success to make an impact, you're going to sit there and be opened to the most incredible thing in the world. You are going to feel so empowered and inspired daily. Guys, there is not a day that I don't wake up right before my alarm. There's not a single day. My alarm clock doesn't have to wake me up. My alarm clock does not have to wake me up because I'm so excited to start my day. I'm so excited to dive into teaching and leading and momentum and building my team and checking my back office and sending out messages because my mess is my message, and I want to inspire other people because I want them to soar with me, because the best feeling in the world is flying. It wasn't until Julianne and Sarah and Morgan and Virginia picked me up that day that I realized that I could fly, that I realized that the thing that was weighing me down was feeling like I wasn't going to be enough, that I wasn't loved enough. I thought I was damaged. I thought I was damaged goods. And this is even after Beachbody saved my life. This is in the midst of a divorce. I thought I wasn't enough. I thought I wasn't loved, and I thought I wasn't good enough. And I thought I was going to always be damaged because of the scary D word. And they picked me up, and they showed me that if I just jumped into this new journey, jumped into this new life, that I would realize that I could soar. So guys, I want you to realize, and I want you to take away this biggest message in the world. You have purpose. You have passion. Your story matters. You are loved. You are wanted. You are needed. You are worthy. And you are more than freaking enough. Success is not above you. I want you to go after this business with passion. I want you to go after this business with purpose. Whatever is weighing you down right now, I need you to reach out to your sponsor. I need you to reach out to your Success Club partner, or Success Partner. I always say Success Club. I need you to reach out to your Success Partner. I need you to reach out to somebody in this business. Reach out to me. Reach out to Julianne or Morgan or somebody in this business, because if something's weighing you down, I need you to know that it doesn't have to keep you down. There's no adversity that you are ever going to face in your life that will ever be a permanent issue. Guys, I know this from experience. I was going to make a permanent decision to a temporary problem. Guys, your story is so much bigger. You do not have to quit. You do not have to give in. You do not have to give up. You have so much power in sharing your message. You have so much strength in sharing your voice. And I mean that wholeheartedly. So guys, I just want you to take away the fact that you are incredible. I see all of you guys, like you guys are just glued to the screen right now. And that makes me so excited because you can do anything. Like if I could freaking hug you right now, like eyes through the screen, I would. And I would tell you that you are beautiful and that you are loved and you are wanted and you are needed and you're so freaking enough. Please do not ever forget that. If you need to be reminded of that, I need you to message me. And I mean like straight up text message me. I will give you my number if you are ever just like needing that reminder, because I mean it. And if you are at Summit and I see you, do not feel like I am Superwoman and I can't be hugged. I want you to like come and give me the world's biggest hug in the world and know that I'm going to hug you back and I'm going to tell you you're fucking amazing. Sorry for my language with moms with kids, but I am going to tell you that because you are. So I'm not untouchable. I'm not Superwoman, and you better freaking give me a hug when I get to Summit, because you're amazing and I believe in every single one of you. So I hope that you guys take some tips away and that you understand that you can do anything in this business. One last thing, and then I promise I'll be quiet. Danielle Natoni shared on Elite Contender call with me a couple days ago. She said that she doesn't need fancy graphics. She doesn't need anybody to run her Instagram. She doesn't need to pay extra money for a marketed team. She doesn't need to do anything. Danielle Natoni is now an elite coach. She hit elite this year. She's already a superstar diamond. So that means she's 15-star in one business center, 15-star in another business center, 2-time superstar diamond. Already has her elite points. She's already locked in. It inspires me. That doesn't make me feel bad. That inspires me to keep pushing that it's possible. But the one thing that she shared was that she doesn't need a marketing team. She doesn't need a marketing strategy. She doesn't need to pay people to run her Instagram. She doesn't need to pay people to do social media posts for her. That her superpower is consistency. And I took away such power from that. If you consistently do the hard things, if you consistently show up in your business every single day, and that's Shakeology, posting, invites, messaging, recognition, the 4 vital behaviors, if you're consistently showing up, that's your freaking superpower. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need me to tell you to go buy some Instagram thing. You don't need me to tell you to go do anything special or get this crazy light thing contraption that you attach to your phone to be able to bring out the quality of pictures. Somebody asked me the other day if they need to go buy a freaking iPhone 8 to get portrait mode. Guys, consistency in this business will get you so much further. That's your freaking superpower. I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Oh, thanks. I was like, no, the portrait feature is awesome. No, I'm just kidding. You don't need that.
Stop.
Right, you're awesome. I think like the things that people don't talk about, and I'm so glad that you hit on, and you guys, I'm approaching 4 years into this business. I swear to you, I blinked and it's been 4 years. Sometimes the day-to-day has felt like years, but I look back and I'm like, I could do another 4. I could do another 10. Like, this is so enjoyable because I feel so fulfilled by helping other people. But also, I have found so much joy in leading a team, so much joy in helping other people become a part of this community. And what a lot of coaches don't talk about are the hard things that when I first started in just that journey of figuring out, some people start at all these different paces, and there's 2 types of people. There's the person who gets blinded by someone else's pace and they get jealous and envious of it, and then they stop and they make all the excuses in the world of why they can't do that too. Or there's the other person who becomes resourceful, interested, asks questions, lean in, sees that person as inspiring, and then clings to them. And so for me, I found myself when I started this journey feeling envious because I just wanted to be there. It's almost like I just wanted to skip all these steps and be there. But I have to tell you, from someone who's never skipped a step in struggle, I've been able to look back these 4 years and just be like, that made me. It's not the elite. It's not the elite the second year. It's not 5-star. It's not 6 figures. It's not the thing. It's not the reward that you're going to be most proud of, because at the end of the day, I guarantee you, every diamond coach that became diamond on this call, and actually Amanda, who's on here, is becoming a diamond coach on Thursday, which is freaking phenomenal. You won't feel any different. You're going to be you, but you're going to be freaking proud you didn't quit. You're going to be freaking proud you trailblazed. You're going to be freaking proud that you hit something that you thought was impossible, and then you're going to realize that it wasn't, and that you're like, what's next? And so as you go on this journey, what you don't see, I say this a lot lately, how many dinners I've eaten on Zooms. how many early mornings I've gotten up to press play, how many times I've been watching YouTube, listening to podcasts, reading my books, because it was worth it to me to make the sacrifice, even as a busy teacher, getting married, traveling across the country, moving across the country, holidays, how many Christmases, Thanksgivings that I've gotten up 2 hours before everybody in the whole house just so I could work my business and then unplug and be with my family the rest of the day. That's what you don't see. You don't see the coaches who've quit with me. You don't see the negative Success Club points I started off with in the month because I never made it a big deal, because I've been in Success Club 46 months in a row, and a couple of those months have started -3, -4 in the hole starting that new month. Or the times that I'm about to drop rank and I figure it out, or the times I did drop rank, or the times that we've missed goals. Like, you guys, like, and what Mariah's telling you is that this journey of not just life, because you don't have to have insane things happen to you in life, but we all have hard, we all have struggle, we all have different stories. And don't you think for 1 second you have to have a miscarriage in order to have a story, that you have to have a divorce to have a story, right? That you have to have this to have a story. That's where you're messing up. That your story, whether it's cellulite, abuse, to a freaking crazy kid that's like eating all the crumbs off the ground and you're literally pulling your hair out, like, that might be your hard right now, which I don't understand that. And I would just let them eat the dirt, because it's like, I don't even want to deal with you. But like, whatever your heart is, stop thinking it has to be this other thing for you to be successful. That's where you're missing the point. That your heart, your season, whatever you're stressed about, because you might be feeling guilty that you're stressed about that. You might be feeling guilty, right? But just own it, and that's your story. But what we don't talk about, what you don't hear a lot, is that maybe you have this unrealistic expectation on what a successful business is. It's not rainbows and butterflies. It's freaking work. It's freaking hard. It's freaking, I remember 3 coaches quitting on one day. Y'all like laugh or like think, oh, no. Like, picture that. You're starting off as a coach. You're like trying to get to diamond, and then you get 3 coach cancellations in one day of your own PS. And then what's even cooler about that is when you hit diamond, actually star diamond, you get all the coach cancellations in your entire downline. Thank goodness we have star diamonds on our team now, because I don't get them all this time. So imagine growing an organization and getting like 10 coach cancellation emails a day. That's what you don't see. But because I don't, and Mariah doesn't focus on that, where that stuff happens, we have posts that get 0 likes too. We get stories that lose followers too. We get people who unfollow us too. We get comments too. One time someone called me that they're like, your hair looks like a squirrel's nest. And I'm like, why do you have so much hate in your heart? Like, well, like, what else do you got going on today that, like, you don't know me? Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not trying to come up in this business of this team and say all the things that are going wrong and focus on my lack, focus on my stress, focus on my slack. I just get to work. That when you see me hard charging, I'm probably dealing with more obstacles than any of you have faced so far as a coach. I just don't focus on it. I focus on the joy. I focus on this team. I focus on the smiles. Lastly, yeah, you don't know me. It might be a squirrel's nest. Lay off. Like, you don't know. I have the strongest neck in the world because of my hair, okay? You got to get to a live event. You have to get to a live event. And when you get to that live event, is you cannot isolate yourself. You have to make an effort to make friendship. And that starts on these calls. That starts on the team page. That starts welcoming. What I love seeing on the team page is how many of you welcome new coaches. And what you don't realize is that some of those coaches may not even be on your downline, but you don't care. Or all these coaches that are hitting Emerald, instead of getting jealous of them and passing through them, you freaking lift them up. You encourage them, because that's the kind of leader that people would want to work with, is that through adversity, through struggle, through doubt, you can still lift up other people. Because I have doubt too. I have moments of like, can we do this? And that's why you always see me raising the bar. You will never see me at my destination. Tony Robbins says this. Someone's like, Tony, I'm going to get to where you are one day. That's what they said to him. And he goes, great, I won't be here when you get there. Because he doesn't get to the end. He doesn't get there. He just continues to level up. That's why I'm so innovative with my ideas. That's why I'm constantly building, constantly figuring out stuff, is because I'm not done yet. And the coaches that what you would see as successful on this team are ones that are just plowing through adversity. They're plowing to invites they're afraid to send out. They're plowing through figuring out a platform that confuses them. They're trying to figure this thing out. If you don't know Instagram, how about once a week you listen to an Instagram video? 2018 or sooner, nothing later, nothing in 2017. It's irrelevant. Facebook's coming back. I can feel it. Facebook is coming back. They just made all these updates. I'll teach you them later. They're awesome. Of course, another thing I have to teach you. I'm just constantly learning, so I'm never going to stop teaching you. But like, Facebook's on the rise, you guys. It's back. And do you know where it's back? Is these groups. So if you get people in our launch party and you tag people under those posts, guess what's popping up in the news feed of the person you tagged? Guess what's popping up in the news feed? Check out your news feed next time. It's going to be groups. You're just going to see all these groups in your newsfeed. Public groups are where it's at on Facebook right now. So I'm just telling you this, Mariah, proud of you. I'm very excited for you. And this year, you know I'm your number one fan. I've told you that. I'll breathe belief into you. And you all, this is what you have to realize. She made a decision, and the decision was to go for it. For me, when I signed up as a coach, I said, why not me? I remember sitting in the seats at Summit, my first Summit. I didn't go to Summit my first year as a coach. I went the following year. If you can get to Summit, buy your freaking ticket this month. I'm serious. We're having a Team Happy and Fit party. We're going to have Team Rockstar Fit Day. It's going to be a freaking blast in Indianapolis in June, next month. But I sat in those seats and I cried because I said, I can do that. I can do that. That was a year into the business. And then I retired myself a couple months later. I made a decision to believe in people. I made a decision to figure it out. Some people are saying, everyone's telling me no. Then have more conversations and tweak your conversations. Well, no one's biting yet. Then just keep trying, because the more I word vomited, the more I tweaked and got better. The more I messed up, the more I realized it wasn't working, made small tweaks and adjustments, and then I got better at it. Does that make sense? I just got better by the amount of times I did it. Social media, goodness. Go check my social media 4 years ago. Bad news bears. But I got better. I adjusted. I grew. I implemented. Lastly, before we get off, because it's time, just take it one day at a time, you guys. It's literally one post at a time. One shake at a time, one workout at a time, one tag in our launch party at a time. It's one coach at a time. It's one coach cancellation at a time. It's one challenge pack at a time. It's -2 Success Club points at a time. It's one team call at a time. It's one finally you have a business runner time, and you just embrace it. And you just take this one step, because you're going to try to skip steps. But you can't skip steps, because you're going to lose the magic in your story, because you're going to look back 4 years in your journey as a coach and go, holy crap. Every single moment, every single dinner on a Zoom made me. And you deserve this. You deserve all the success. You deserve residual income in this business. You deserve to make an impact. You deserve to help other people. And like, really, you deserve to give people this gift, because you deserve it, and so do they. All right. I love you all.